Well, some of my Vlad TV YouTube members have some questions that I'm going to throw your way. Smoke13Z said, would you push fentanyl as hard as you push cocaine in your heyday, being aware of the effects and damage of fentanyl?
No. I could never kill my customers. My customers were my friends. You know, so, and when I started selling cocaine too, you know, I didn't know that it was addictive as it was. So it was like smoking marijuana at the time, you know. So no, I couldn't sell fentanyl.
You know what's crazy too is like I remember I interviewed Turk from the Hot Boys, and he was saying how in the drug world things are sort of flipped. So if you found out there's a batch of cocaine out there and someone overdosed and died, most normal people would say, okay, I need to stay away from that stuff.
Right.
But in the drug world, it's the exact opposite. Everyone's like, oh, it's that powerful where he killed Frank?
Well, with heroin,
everyone rushes.
That's the way heroin is in fentanyl, I guess. I
never people rushed, and he even said there was a line he had in one of his songs, like, you know, I want to get the stuff that killed that man or something like that. He like quoted himself.
Yeah, I heard that's the way they are with heroin.
Some dope fiends want the dope that the person that OD'd off. That's how crazy it is. When you hear a person OD, be like, man, he just OD'd off that. We used to be like, man, where that shit at? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want that shit that nigga OD'd off of. That was a slang coming up. Man, he full of that shit that killed that man. A person will OD, Vlad, and that's a big story in the hood. That's not no, damn, bro, that's cold. They want that shit that killed that man.
You know, I talked to a few guys when I was in the pen that were heroin addicts, and they said that when you do heroin, you want to go almost to dying, but not die.
Yeah.
You want to get as close as you can to death.
Well, this brings me to my next question from DJ Jam and Jimmy. He said, do you believe drug dealers should be criminally charged for the deaths of customers who OD?
That's a tricky question. And you know, with drugs, I'm a little biased, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm a drug dealer, ex-drug dealer. But you know, it's a consensual crime. You know, one of the things that they said in the law book about selling drugs is that it's really considered a victimless crime. Because when you sell drugs to somebody, you know, if you hit somebody over the head with a baseball bat, you know, they're going to come to court and say, oh, yeah, he hit me in the head with a bat. But if you sell drugs to somebody, they're not going to come and say, oh, he sold drugs to me and the drugs were great and I had a great time. So it's not the same type of crime as it's like a consensual crime where two consensual adults agree to commit a crime together. I guess that's what you would say.
Well, listen, I personally think drugs should be legal. If you want to take drugs, go ahead and take drugs. I feel like everything they do around the drug trade, as opposed to regulating, is probably making it worse.
It does.
You know, you bring in the violence, you bring in all the illegal money, you bring in, you know, all the crimes that go along with the drug dealing, the human trafficking, the prostitution, the extortion, whatever else. If you ultimately, I mean, it's a weird situation. I mean, do you want to like have some sort of building where people could just sniff cocaine all day long? You know?
I mean, they do it anyway.
They're going to do it anyway.
And some people can function on drugs, you know, and if you made it where it's affordable, I mean, look what happened with cigarettes. Shit, when we was in the pen, they stopped selling cigarettes. One cigarette went up to $20. So, yeah.
Yeah. I remember I asked this question to Hector Bravo. Like, if you look at all the prisons you've been to, how many different prisons did you go to?
About 8.
8 different prisons. What percentage of the inmates are doing drugs?
Probably about 20%, 25%.
That's a lot. 1 in 4 people.
Yeah.
Are doing something that shouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
You're in a maximum security prison. And yet.
They're doing heroin.
Yeah.
Ice, cocaine.
Meth.
Weed. Everything is there.
Everything. Yeah.
The only thing there is the women.
Right.